What's going on, everybody? The Red Sun fucking lives. God, I need to work on an intro. Now, recently, at least a few days ago for me, the second DLC for Borderlands 3 dropped, and it was fucking fantastic. I loved it so much. I honest, I finished Borderlands 3 with all four current characters, unless this video somehow gets dated to a certain point because they end up releasing new characters or they end up somehow revamping it and they end up doing that. God, I hope they release new characters because Krieg and Gage were some of the most fun to play in Borderlands 2, and Timothy was kind of the doppelganger was kind of my shit in the pre-sequels, so I'm really hoping that they add more characters. I want more characters. But recently, the second DLC, the first one was pretty good too, but it had too much of a gimmick to it. This one, it's awesome because it plays into stuff that I fucking love. First of all, it's based around the whole plot of it is Hammerlock and Wainwright Jacobs are getting married, and you have to go to their little hideout, and you have to go to where they're planning on holding the wedding, and it's on a planet that's kind of infested by a Lovecraftian inspired Cthulhu sort of mythos. It's much more of a tongue in cheek sort of thing because Borderlands doesn't take itself seriously, and it's damn good for doing it. It's it's amazing. God damn it, I love it. Love it. It has so much to it, and there's so much that I wish I could learn how to edit shit because then I would actually show a little bit of the gameplay. But oh my god, it was fun. I completed like the entire thing. I 100%ed the entire thing with Flack, which is pretty. Which is kind of the reason I did it with Flack because of what they give you. A lot of what's added. There's a lot of Jacob's weaponry, and if you don't know, Flack is a character who, at least a lot of his skills are based. His skills can be attributed to crits, his pet, and not being seen. And Jacob's weapons usually have some sort of shtick with them that usually involves crits, whether it be ricocheting to the next enemy, adding a bullet back into your mag, and crazy shit that happens the further you go on down the game. Now, I knew there was going to be a lot of Jacob's weapons because I watched a few videos of people who got to play them and got data mined, so I decided to go with Flack. And Amara is actually my main character, and she's the person that I use all the time because she's the most fun, and she has like this diversity to what she can do, and it's so goddamn fun. I love playing as her. But I picked Flack because I knew there would be a lot of crits related because there would be a lot of Jacob stuff, and I was right for doing it. Now there's so much to it, and god damn it, I feel like this is what a good DLC is, even for Borderlands. And they're pretty well known for just free shit. We're gonna make you happy. This game is fucking amazing. Have fun. Keep going. Because at the moment they haven't released Mayhem 2.0, which I am severely waiting for, and god damn, yeah, I want more powerful weapons. I want to do crazy shit with big guns. Now, as I played through it, it had like a really good story to it. Hammerlock and Jacobs are kind of like character. Well, Hammerlock has been there since I'm pretty sure he's been there since the beginning, and he's just a fun character, and he has so much to him. Wainwright is a character that got added. He didn't have a ton of character behind him, but he was really fun to be around when he was there. I just love his voice, and he has like that whole like Cajun Southern demeanor that usually involves a lot of whiskey. Yeah, that sort of like play on to him, and it was just fun seeing him like actually like contribute more to a different story. Alright, and those characters worked off each other. You could actually feel that they were in a relationship the entire time, and it was super fun. The bad guys were still pretty fun. Some of them are just reskinned versions of other ones. Some of them are completely unique, like most of the cultists. A lot of them have shields, but the shields have a heart in the center of it that if you focus fire on the heart, you end up breaking it. There are characters who the AI for them will constantly make them run and hide away from everybody. And then they have shields on them, and they're much more tanky. So they'll start summoning other ghost forms of themselves that'll attack you. There's little guys that can raise dead people and turn them into living kamikaze bots, and they're super fun to fight. Right? Because no, they're fucking crazy. I played it all on Mayhem 4. I haven't finished True Vault Hunter mode for Flak. I don't think I finished True Vault Hunter mode for any of them. But I 100%ed the whole thing, and even the references that are in it, some of the insane, fun side quests that are there. The one that you do for this detective that you work with, his story is so fucking cool. It has this awesome mechanic to it where later on in it, you end up. This is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but if you have Borderlands 3 and you bought the DLCs, I'm assuming you've already played them since they came out. But there's one gun that you get that's eerily similar to the Queen and King's Call, the ones where you shoot them. If you hit it in a crit spot, the bullet gets added back in your magazine, and then a whole bunch of orbs will spawn in and hit the person right back on the crit spot. But for this gun, it's so cool because when you're in the story, the main focus of it is to look through it and identify stuff. It's almost like seeing through like a ghost scanner, and you can. There's one fight that you go through that no matter what you do, that you can still shoot the enemies, but the only way that you can see them is you have to look down the sights. And the sights aren't like overly complicated. Like it's not like a 12 times magnification sniper. It's a reflex sight with a little more zoom in. It's super manageable. If you're playing as Flak, it makes it even more fun. It's super goddamn. They play do a lot of stuff that I fucking love. They have references that I can't for the life of me stop thinking about. Like one of the special enemies that you end up hunting is like they have these new enemies that they added that are called Wolvens, and one of the new like special enemies that you can hunt and farm is called Gamork, and it's a reference to the Neverending Story. And he even drops a gun called the Nothingness with the red text that says a hole would be something. And god damn it, ugh, I love it. That's one of the references that I couldn't for the life of me stop thinking about. Like, this gun is not only awesome and fun to use and useful, but it's also a reference to some of my favorite shit when I was a kid. Then there was the then there was a mission that was just a reference to the shadow over Innsmouth. And god, I fucking love H.P. Lovecraft's world. I know he was kind of like a weird guy when he was there. There He was like 1910s, 1920s. Everybody gets up in arms about it. It's like, you have this in your game, but it was based on somebody who was a insane racist. He was mentally ill, and he was also a shut-in who was afraid of everything around. He was also violent. He was also insanely anti-Semitic, while his wife was Jewish. He was a weird guy. Alright. But he ended up creating shit that was insanely fun. That's insanely fun to learn about with so much crazy stuff behind it. And it's super fun to play. Now there's a mission that's dedicated to the shadow over Innsmouth. There's a mission during the main story called the At the Mountains of Mayhem, which is a reference to At the Mountains of Madness, of which I have the manga adaptation over there, and I have yet to fully finish them. God damn it, I need to, but there's a lot of books that I need to finish and a lot of TV shows. You hear that? I'm trying, assholes. But there's even more it goes further into this stuff that's just amazing. The opening mission to it is called The Party Out of Space, which is a reference to The Color Out of Space. And goddamn it, I need to watch that movie too because I know it's so what happens in Lovecraft is just so fucking crazy, and there's so much to it that I need to learn. And it's just fucking awesome. The weapons that you can get are crazy too. Like some of them are the best in the game, and some of them are more niche with more utility to it. Like the Frost Devil is a Maliwan pistol that you can get that has like a fucking crazy cryo abilities. Like it's based off of May from Overwatch. Its primary effective ability is like 620 something percent freezing capability, and you just point it at somebody for like 3 seconds straight, and then they freeze instantly. Now, what I think happens is that when you switch over to its other side, which is it shoots ice spikes. I think it has a higher critical hit multiplier on the ice spikes itself. So it deals a lot more damage if the person is frozen and you hit a crit. Which is it's very like situational, and it's not really a boss sort of weapon, but it is crazy fun to use. But then there's one called the Unseen Threat, which is a Jacob sniper rifle that once you hit a crit with it, it spawns 3 mini rockets that then home into them. It either homes into the enemy or it homes into any nearby enemies, which is it's pretty fucking powerful if you hit somebody in a crit spot and their crit spot is big enough, because then it immediately seeks back in and deals 4 critical hits at once. And then and it does not have a small multiplier chance for it. It's fucking crazy. Then there's the Love Frill, which is a Jacob's pistol. The legendary one is much better because it has like a 300% multiplier for critical hits that normal guns do. Ooh, and it has the ability that there's a 20% chance that it'll suddenly do twice as much damage as electricity damage. So imagine if you're playing that on Flak or Amara and you're just fucking spamming it towards somebody. Somebody with a huge crit spot, like those big Maliwan Juggernaut guys with a big ball over their shoulder. Just imagine you're spamming that straight into their shoulder. And then it's like crazy damage, crazy damage, crazy damage, twice as much crazy damage, and it's fucking that. And it's made of electricity. Oh, you're playing Amara and you have the indiscriminate skill where it can just ricochet to other people? Congratulations, 17 people are dead and you're wanted for war crimes. That is the shit. God damn it. My favorite one is the Seventh Sense. Because it's the one that I talked about earlier, that if you look through it, then you can like see ghosts. But at the end of it, you get it as a reward. And it's like, the guy who did the quest to it is fucking amazing. It's really well written for a series that is known for being goofy and not taking itself super seriously. But this gun is fucking top tier, especially if you play on Amara or yeah. I mean, I don't know if it works well on Zane. It is ice. But what happens is when I'm not going to go over the story to it, but I am going to go over to like what it does. The Seventh Sense is when you hit somebody, it spawns like these ghostly projectiles that come out of people, and if you hit them in a crit, it spawns even more of them that will then like linger around, but if you wait too long, they'll disappear. But what you do is you empty it into somebody, preferably their crit spots, and then all these little ghost things will follow them around, and then it's like a fucking anime character. Imagine you're like sliding in really fast and just you empty the entire magazine and then turn, and then he's like chasing after you, and you go to reload, and then all those ghostly orbs that you just hit all converge down and hit the guy in the crit spot all at once, and then you just see him tumble past you like the corpse. They buffed a shit ton of insane weapons a while ago, and I tried to beat the Rampager with them, and it took forever. I went down there as Flack with the Seventh Sense. It took me 1 magazine per phase to get him dead. It was not hard. God damn it, I love that gun. It's so super cool. It's like, imagine you're fighting big fucking giant person and you just spam them in their little crit spot and you're like, you've nearly taken a tenth of my health and I could easily kill you with one hand. And then you just reload the gun in front of him. He's like, what you doing? And then all those fucking ghost sprites come towards and just and then dead. Dead. DED. Dead. That is that good shit. Oh my god. It has so many references. It has so much fun stuff. The gameplay to it is crazy. All the new things that they added, it's just so goddamn fun. And I highly encourage you, if you haven't played it already, and if you haven't played it already, play it. If you have the game but don't have the DLC, I would seriously recommend picking it up. It's really cheap. If you buy the season pass, it's probably going to be even cheaper in the long run. And it's going to be a lot more fun when they add in Mayhem 2.0 sometime later next month. Well, next month to me is like 11 hours. But overall, seriously, get the DLC. It's so super fun. If you're a fan of Lovecraft, it's fucking amazing. I would seriously recommend getting it. And other than that, that's all I got to say, and that's all I had to say about that. It's a Forrest Gump reference for you uncultured fuckfaces out there who haven't seen it. Because I know there's people out there. I recently found out there's somebody who hasn't seen every single classic movie ever, you fucking degenerate. You know who you are. But until then, this is still going to be a shorter video. I'm trying to keep my videos like a certain length. Not because like I have any like, oh, I want to make it to where the algorithm. I don't give a fuck about the algorithm. I want to make these like short enough to where as I'm like going through them, and then when I decide to upload them, it'll take me less than 2 hours because it's not like I'm doing anything crazy. Because, like, I used to record for like an hour, and then I would wait an hour and a half to finally get it uploaded, and I wouldn't be able to use the internet the entire time because my internet sucks dick. But if I do it like 20 minutes, it only takes like 40 minutes to record and then upload. And then I can go to sleep before 4 in the morning. But that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do for a while because it's pretty goddamn fun, and it makes the actual recording a lot less of a hassle. But for that and for everything that I just said, Red Sun, have a nice day. Hope you're gonna do well, and wash your goddamn hands, motherfuckers. You know who you are. You dirty sons of bitches. You nasty. Red Sun signing out. Bye, guys.